Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I think it's been a while, or I think I might have only done this once before, where I've done a 1 hour sketching video, which will be all in real time and kind of more of like a uninterrupted drawing session. I don't know if it's going to be like a super chatty one, but I thought it'd be fun to maybe let you guys tag along with me as I do like a 1 hour sketching session. So I think the one that I did previously was sketching out ideas for Danheng to do like an illustration or a drawing or something. We ended up going with this for an illustration later. But today, I thought it'd be fun to kind of take you guys along with me as I get familiar with the character. So let's go ahead and open up a what do we want to do? I guess A4 size canvas. So I'm going with a horizontal. I do have a timer here, and this is just for me to sync up my video footage with the timer that I'll put on the screen at some point so that you guys can follow along, and hopefully that this will be like an uninterrupted session. So to get started, I will be switching my pencil to the 6B pencil and most likely sketching in a very, very dark gray, almost black color. And today's kind of like point of the session is basically to get more familiar with a specific character, which happens to be Phainon from Honkai Star Rail. So I haven't really taken like an actual closer look at his design. I haven't technically met him in the game either. I'm probably gonna play it like maybe after this session, but right now I kind of want to just draw him. So let's sketch him out, kind of feel out his character as well as just get used to his design. So to kind of start off, once I hit that timer, I'm just going to sketch for an hour, see how much we can fill up, or depending on how much I want the sketch, we'll see how far the 1 hour will take me, I guess. So if you want to kind of like join me in this little 1 hour kind of uninterrupted session, then feel free to grab like any supplies that you want to work with or get settled in, and we'll get ready to get started very soon. So you can pause this video here to get set up while we are about to start now. So I'm just going to hit the start button and let's see how much sketching we can do in the 1 hour. So I don't think I will be adding color to any of these. Like I said, my main goal is to just really get a feel for what he looks like, because eventually I would like to do like a more finished illustration. And when I really like a character, I would like to do them justice and not like go into the drawing too blindly. So the unfortunate thing for me is that these sessions are uninterrupted, which means nothing's really going to be cut from these. But I guess you get to see the full sketching session, so that's kind of nice, depending on if you're not drawing along, I guess. But if you are drawing along, I guess I can just keep you company for the 1 hour. So I definitely have like a type of character that I really like, and Phainon kind of like falls into that visual side of it, just because I do like characters that look very gentle, I guess, if that makes sense. So usually in the past, especially with like Genshin Impact characters, when I was heavily drawing like Genshin Impact fan art, when a new character dropped and I really wanted to draw them, I would actually do this kind of like session in my sketchbook, which is why like in previous sketchbooks I actually had a lot of spreads of like individual characters, and oftentimes like I kind of section off the spread to be, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a simple headshot first, or like a waist up. And they're kind of just like in a very neutral standing pose so that I can kind of like lock in their details to a certain degree. I also don't have too many great references of him, but we'll try our best today. 1 hour is like long and short at the same time. I feel like for drawing, it can be very short. For some like other aspects, I feel like maybe it can get a little bit long feeling, but I want to see, how do I want to interpret sketching him out? Because even though like I have a very particular way of typically like drawing and rendering eyes and stuff, I don't want to make this not look like him. And I know a lot of like Hoyoverse characters have very like particular irises and pupils. But kind of back onto like getting used to a character. Like I mentioned, in my sketchbook, I would kind of do like a headshot or like a waist up, very neutral standing position. So that's what I'm going to start off with for Phainon. And then we'll see how I feel. And the fact that I don't know too much about his character. I've seen a lot of people draw him more like puppy-like. So I feel like he has a little bit of golden retriever, happier, positive vibes, maybe. He seems a little like smiley. But I've seen like other like cutscenes and stuff, like his intro cutscene, some other leaked things as well. So we'll see. So I might want to make his eyes a little less round, kind of flatten out his eye line. Give him more like a boyish face. Let's make his jawline and chin a little bit more sharper, angular. I think I just like the Ikemen kind of face for the most part. Because even like in terms of like VTubers, for males, I like Kaitaharu like a lot visually. He's very cute as well. He's like my JP Oshi from Niji Sanji. Even before like getting into EN. And I think like Ike kind of has like a very kind face, at least when he's like has a more smiley demeanor, because I feel like he's a little more on the colder side when his face is like neutral and or frowning. But the artist for Kaitaharu, I don't know, their artists, like, they make such pretty faces, I can't. Because I think if you're a fan of like Hollow Stars, Haka has the same mama as Kaitaharu, so I don't remember how to say his name. I don't think it's My Day. Mighty? Mighty? I would like to draw him as well, just to, you know, give it a go. He's definitely like the type of character I don't draw a lot. And I think Phainon and him don't really get along, I think, right? Maybe. Might make his neck even thicker. I'm gonna speed things up a little bit as well. I think I'm spending a little bit too much time finagling with details. Let's just quickly pump a sketch out, and then we can move on from this very neutral kind of look for him. So the reason being that I'm using the 6B pencil today and not like the usual sketching brush is that, one, I don't really intend to color these. So most likely I will be putting mostly like grayscale or like shading, hatching, and all that jazz. So it's a little bit easier for me to pick a brush that's more similar to how I work traditionally. You can see like I darken lines like right away, which I usually don't do too. Usually wait a little bit until closer to the end of the sketching so that I can kind of pick and choose my lines, and then I don't really have any harsh lines that I need to like fully get rid of like I did for the ear. But if you guys had to describe like the type of character that you like the most, how would you describe the character? Or like if you had to pick like one representative candidate for your character to represent like the type that you like the most. And I don't mean like as in like love interest like, I mean just like your typical favorite character, I think. Because I think, yeah, I'm the type that likes the more kinder or gentle characters, I think. As like the way how I would describe the characters that I like. That are like ones that have gap moe. I've talked about this before. Trying to think who would, I guess like for gap moe kind of character, I don't know how to explain it. I like serious-ish characters, not like ones that are like rude and mean, I guess. It's like just more of a like a serious demeanor. So when it comes to like other aspects of their life that they're more like not familiar with, they're a little bit more clumsy about it, or like are very naive about it or something like that. So I can pick up 3 characters right off the bat, and these are like all Hoyoverse characters. So the first one's Artem Wing. So at first, like visually, I didn't really think I was gonna like him because I don't like the very cold characters. But Artem isn't really cold. He is like more of the serious type, but he's very, I don't know, his gap moe to me is like very cute. He's like the type to read up on like romance books if he doesn't know. He can't handle spicy food. I don't know, I think he's just very endearing. Another one's like Nouvelette and Zhongli. So Zhongli obviously has a moral problem. And then for Nouvelette, it's like that one, I don't know if it was an event, but he bought like the little figurines or like the little clay ladle thing that look like a little Loch Ness monster thing that kind of looks like him. I think that's like super cute. Or like the fact that he really cares about like the Melusines. That kind of stuff. Or like gentle, refreshing types, I guess, maybe. So like Sugawara from... I don't know, I think I like too many types of characters. I also like the... I don't know, maybe it is like the serious type with like, not gap moe, but like they're low-key silly. Like Kageyama from... what is it called? Haikyuu. Like that type, he's a little bit prickly. He's such like a little dork, which I think is very cute. I think for female characters or like more feminine characters, I do like cuter, softer ones. I don't really care about the like dominant, I've described this before, like the mommy types, like dominatrix kind of step on me vibe is not for me. I think he looks okay, I hope. I feel like I really like his colors too. Maybe because like they're more like blue, yellow, gray. I guess like a little bit like Japard, except for the distribution of the colors is different. See, some of these details I feel like I don't really need to care about too much. Just kind of get the general gist of it. Because we spent 15 minutes on this. Which feels quite long. I think before I like sleep tonight, I'm gonna play the story to progress it at least a little bit. Let's see. I have like a pauldron. I think this would be considered a pauldron. Give him like a really long neck. Oh, also, little song recommendation if you guys are looking for new artists to listen to. I believe the one that I'm listening to right now is called Polka Dot Stingray. I forget where I've first listened to them, but their new song popped up in my YouTube feed. The music video is very cute, and their song's like very upbeat, and I really like it. I wanted to do like an illustration based off of it, just because like the colors were very appealing. It's very bright, like blue and yellow kind of vibe, summery-ish. So, we'll see. I think it'd be cute to do something with that. But I highly recommend the song if you're into something like cheery and upbeat for the most part. Man, sometimes drawing these characters, I want to rip out my hair. The whole point of this is like to get used to the character, but then like looking at the details, I'm like, no, I don't know if I want to anymore. Because you can see I'm like kind of skimping out on the details, or like actually drawing these kind of more properly. Traditionally, I feel like it's a little bit easier for me just because it is on a slightly, well, significantly, I feel like, a smaller scale. Then, but yeah, so unlike the Danheng kind of session, I'm not really using this to plan an illustration, or like not to plan like a very specific illustration. So I probably will decide something to do with Phainon a little bit later, like probably when I get to know him more as a character via the story, or like closer to like a release date for him, because he is one of the characters I would like to summon for. But so many characters from Amphorius? I forget how to say the thing because the letter arrangement, I feel like I'm missing a vowel. Amphorius, I think it is. But I want Castoris, I think, and I want Anaxia or Anaxa as well. I think I might skip Castoris and go for Anaxa, and then just hope I have enough for Phainon, who I feel like would be coming out like probably after. Because I don't think we have any drip marketing for this guy. So hopefully I won't spend too much longer on this one in particular. We can kind of do a more less just T-pose, front-facing-ish kind of pose for him. Hopefully. I don't really have anything in mind quite yet, but we'll kind of flesh something out. I feel like I still need to push his hair in. He has such fluffy hair though, I like it. It's cute. And this is kind of like all dark. See, this is kind of like, it would be nice to start like super general and get more specific, but what the heck is this design? I think I'm so, I wish maybe every time like whenever I have to draw like a character with a complicated design that I was like, oh, maybe if I'm lucky they'll have like a very symmetrical design. Nope, usually not. A lot of them have like very irregular kind of asymmetrical designs. Even this like threw me off. An upside down little diamond embellishment, I guess. Okay, maybe I'll call this one kind of finished. Kind of lighten this a little bit. kind of this belt. I didn't really want to spend like half an hour on one, unless it was supposed to be like our main little drawing of him. That's okay. I think this is what happens, like, if I'm super not used to a character. I keep having to dart back and forth to make sure, like, oh, does this look correct? Does this look correct? I think, yeah, let's call this one done and move on to how do I want to draw him. I mean, I was gonna say it's like another kind of like walkie-ish pose, because I did see his intro a little bit, but I don't know. Do I want to do more like a crouched, like, action pose? I do this angle a lot though. This way. Do I want to bring... Will this make sense is a better question. Because he's facing this way. I don't know what I want to do. Too far. Because I guess, like, technically he's a sword user? I have no plans for what I want to do. Maybe I should look up a pose really quick. What pose would suit him? I guess even something like this could be really simple, actually. Let's see. Then I can just map it out and then go back to my normal reference of him. Because, like, these guys are technically... Are they the heroes? I forget. They are. I guess I want this way. Give him broader shoulders. I might have to shrink him a bit. Just his skull. Yeah, we're gonna shrink this considerably because I feel like the way how I'm drawing the pose, it looks kind of funny if I don't include more of the torso here. Just have to be a little careful because the reference I'm using is technically of a female. So I don't want to accidentally give him too many of the same curves. See if we can work with this. This will be where his collarbones are. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. This is the pose. I'll save it so that I can include it in the video. Also, if anyone's wondering, this is technically my old phone. Like, everything's like offloaded on it, except for my Square app that I use for like conventions and stuff. And I still have like obviously the basic apps on it, but this one like dies a lot quicker. I think it's like 6 years old by now, because I think my current phone is like what, 1.5 to 2 maybe. So we have half an hour left. Well, as I was like talking about like favorite types of characters, I guess, technically my OCs fall into those categories-ish. Like, I feel like Masaki has like a more like a sweeter demeanor, I guess, and then my prickly boy would be Kaisen. Even Koji was like my prickly one, I guess, technically at the very beginning. Okay, I'm gonna give him a bit of a stronger jaw here. Just a bit. I feel like he still has like a very much like a pretty boy face, so he does have more, not like super wide jaw technically. But I guess it depends on your interpretation of Phainon. I also really like his hair. The way that it's like parted and it's fluffy, and his bangs. Gonna drop a shadow on this side. This is like a bad habit that I have, is dropping the shadow on the neck from the jaw too early because of the light source isn't really established usually at this point for me. So oftentimes, like even when I'm doing like painting and stuff, I will have to correct it and like place it on a different side. Because right now it would be implying that the sun's coming from this side. Not only that, he has two ahu gays. It's like, I guess like maybe the terminology would be for him is like baby girl is ish kind of vibe. I could be reading his character like entirely incorrectly. This is what I'm talking about, having a non-interrupted session. It's impossible if no one's in this house is asleep, even though it's like 1:30 in the morning. So hopefully the timer will still be aligned. Just don't know if I like how I drew his hair. I forget what was the other character that he kind of looks more like Dr. Ratio. No! There's another character that I kind of struggled drawing their hair for some reason. Like no matter what I did to draw them, it just never looked like them. Is it because I can see his ear? Why? Why do you look like Dr. Ratio? Do I have another view of him? Okay, let's just... I think it's because I didn't make him round. Is this gonna be the problem I'm gonna have? Waste 20 minutes on his hair. What is happening? His hair looks so much cuter here. Why? No one answered that. We'll just add in the details. I'll come back to his face. Every time I see like their colors in games sometimes, I'm like, is it stiff? Or is it like actually fabric material? So do I make it flowy or do I not? Here I thought today was just gonna be a peaceful session. Let's get his pauldron in here. I'm gonna shrink down his collar. Probably significantly. Okay. I keep forgetting the angle of his body, so this would be like this. I feel like some days really fast at sketching, other days super hacking slow. It's okay, we still have 20 minutes. Hopefully you guys are doing okay though. I guess like, it's mostly me just racing against the clock. You guys can continue as if nothing happened. So I just need to make sure that this is going to be the kind of the center-ish portion of his body. I guess this would cover it. Okay, so belt. Okay, so his little star pattern thing, I'm just gonna kind of outline a little curve, and then we can figure out where to place all of these. Getting close to the 15. minute mark. Okay, hand, I can just kind of throw into here because he has no glove technically. Let's make these a little thinner. His body looks so wonky. I think it doesn't help that I don't know where I'm placing these little, kind of like belts, I guess, or these straps. So I guess they wrap around his body more or less. I should have came back to the face. Okay, we'll fix his face. Whoops. A little bit later. I don't know what I was gonna do with this arm, actually. This longer. Also, I know like the 1 hour timer thing is, it's kind of like for fun, but it's also like to make sure that I don't spend too much time doing these. When I do them in my sketchbook, I actually don't time myself. I just try my best to fill the entire page. So probably like in the next few days, I will continue to draw him regardless so that I can just still get used to him. Do this as black, so these go up a lot higher. See, this is like the things that I don't look at carefully. Sometimes you can see this in my drawings too. So, like places where I've sketched like not correctly and then I render them as such. Okay, we have this side as well. Let's see how comfortable I am drawing him a bit later this week. Maybe I'll do like a little spread of him for in my sketchbook with water-based markers since it's been a while. And I've been having a lot of fun doing like inking again. Because I think that's kind of like a reason why I took a bit of a break from doing the water-based marker doodles in my sketchbook. But then I kind of like fell in love with like the inking again after I started doing the alcohol markers instead. He has so many diamond shapes. I don't remember Eglaya also had like a lot. Who else was released? Trippy? Trippy looks cute though. I would love to do an illustration though for both Castoris and... Is it Castoris or Castoris? Like I mentioned, I haven't met like anybody in the game for Amphorus. Amphorius? Amphoris? I don't even know the name because I haven't really played it. So this is just kind of seeming kind of like a jacket. So we'll just open this up. So since we have like less than 10 minutes, I'll see how much I can fix up of the upper body. I am gonna try to fix his hair again because I don't like it. I might even like spend my 10 minutes here. Who knows what's gonna happen. Poorly spent time. So his mouth is crooked. Is it the nose that I don't like now? Okay, we're just gonna have to figure something out. What is happening? It might be also because I scrunched up his head so much. think I just don't like Adria's face in general. 6 minutes. I'm trying to like rack my head around who is the other character that I could not draw their hair correctly to the point where the character did not look like them. Okay, come back. Kind of the back of his skull again. Looking a little bit better, not looking quite like himself though. Jeez, this is like a waste. It's okay. Even drawing things incorrectly, as long as you know it's incorrect, at least you know that you won't make the same mistake, hopefully, as long as you figure it out. Some pattern. Get this into here. I don't know if I spend more or less time if I'm doing this traditionally or digitally. Because I feel like sometimes when I draw more traditionally, I am a little bit more careful, so I might be going like a lot slower. Which is not great for this because I feel like I already went slow enough. I was finagling with too many things, I think. I think that's also a thing that I have an issue with, is that because the face is so make it or break it for me, if I don't like it, I pretty much don't like the entire drawing. Which is why I keep trying to fix it. Still doesn't look like himself. I mean, what am I gonna do? Waste time. You knew this one was gonna make me more strapped for time. Even though I spent like quite a bit of time on that one too. This is also a good reason to work like general to specific, like fairly early on. Because then you can finagle with the details at the end, like right now, not like in the middle. Last minute. Does he have a cape? I feel like he does. To make myself feel better. Use the remaining time on the face. That's okay. I mean, like I said, I'll probably sketch him every so often anyways, because I do like what he looks like. I just want to probably get better at drawing him at some point. Well, that is our 1 hour. So here's Phainon. I'll just write his name. Phainon. Actually, it's probably not even needed. But this is kind of what we ended up with. So more of like a front-facing one. Like I said, I like to do this usually for these kinds of sessions so that I can kind of get used to the character. Apparently I didn't draw his face enough because, or like I didn't take it in because I struggled so hard with this one for whatever reason. Ended up just doing this amount for each of them. I don't think, like, they're terrible. I do think I warped his body a little bit in a weird way because I was gonna have it turned at an angle and then I didn't really follow the center line as closely as I should have. But yeah, here's kind of our sketches. I do like his face a lot more. I don't know if it's because it's more softer and cuter in my opinion. And maybe it's because these eyes were already off, that it was already throwing me off from the beginning, but then his hair was just not... I don't know. This one just looks more like him in a sense. Yeah, I don't think I have too much to say. Hopefully you guys like the kind of like 1 hour session sketch with me for today's video. I don't know how often I'm gonna do these, but it's kind of fun to do them for characters like I'm not super familiar with. But I think it'd be great maybe in the future, like the near future, I'll do one of a character like I am more familiar with, and then we can kind of like play with concepts or like filling the space in a different kind of way, or maybe we can do this kind of like pencil style alongside with some watercolor flat washes or something, because this is nice to try to get myself introduced to the character, but it'd be fun to do one for a character that I'm more used to and see what I can come up with instead. I'll make sure to post or link the reference photo for this one in general, because I don't want to forget since I did remember to save it on Pinterest. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's session, and let me know what you ended up drawing in the 1 hour session, or if you were drawing along with me, or if you're just like here to vibe with the video, then that's okay too. I will talk to you guys next time in the next video. Bye!